Hello everyone, this will be a short tutorial on how to create guides on FissionHub. Before you can start creating guides, you need an account, and the way you can get an account is on the top right, registering. You just fill in the information here and then click register. And after you are registered on the site, you can go to guides and then log in, or you can either log in first and then go to guides, doesn't matter. And once you're logged in, you can see on the top right here, there's the create button. When you click the create guide button, you will land on the guide list page. Those are all the guides you have created. Not all the guides on that page, only the ones you are the owner of. You can view the guides, you can edit the guides, and you can of course delete the guides. And I'm gonna show you now how to create a new guide. So on FissionHub, there are 3 different types of guides. We have the dungeon guide, the beginner guide, and the general guide. Beginner guide and general guide are almost the same, or basically the same. The beginner guide was like a special type for the progression guide on the website, and the general guide will basically be everything else, like everything in general, you know. So this is the type selection. You can only select the type while the guide isn't saved. So once you click on save, the type cannot be edited anymore. The reason for that is the sections on the left here, they will change according to the type. So like you see, I just switched to general guide and the sections on the left updated. And yeah, basically because of data consistency, you cannot change the type once it's saved. So if you save it and then you want to change the type again, you need to delete the guide first and then create a new one. The dungeon guide has a little more sections on the left than the normal guides. And that's because for the dungeon guides, there are some special sections like the best in slot team and the alternative teams or the element builds. The others are pretty much the same. So frequently asked questions and video credits, changelog and rating, and also overview and meta. Those are the common sections. And I'm gonna show you the dungeon guide and the general guide. So for the dungeon guide, in the meta section, you can select the type, like I said. You can give it a title, so we would like do heavy metal B10, speed and heroic, for example. The slug is the URL slug, so basically the part, if we go to the guides again, and we select like the progression guide, you can see the last part of the URL right here is progression guide. That's basically the slug. It's like a unique identifier for the front end to know which page to render. And there's some like standardization, like the hyphen in between here. Yeah, so if you type a slug and you click on save and the slug already exists, you get a warning that the slug already exists and you need to change it. So you cannot create the same slug twice. I'm gonna do like heavy metal B10. The tags are like those. You can give them multiple tags, like beginner, progression, step by step. This is helpful for people to know what the gate is about. I'm gonna give it like the dungeon tag and maybe speed, heroic. And you have the published checkbox on the bottom. Once you click the published checkbox, the guide will be visible on the guide page. So make sure to finish the guide before you click on published. And if you save it and it's not published, then you can only see it in the list I showed you before. Once the guide is saved, we can do that now, for example. The preview will be available. You can click on the preview and see like the basic look of the guide, how it does look right now. We can see the text I set, we can see the slug at top, plus the preview mode right now. You can see the created, updated, and some other stuff. So if we go back to our guide creation, this is the overview section. This is basically the main entry of the section of the guide, where you can type something like "Welcome to the Heavy Metal B10 Guide." You don't have to save like for every section. You can just fill out everything and then save at the end. But it's safer to save in between sections. So if like your internet dies or the page dies, I don't know, it's good to save in between. This is the special section, the best in slot team section. This is for like the one best team for this dungeon. So you can click on add element, and you can, for example, choose, I don't know, what's basically run in heavy metal, the wisp catcher, the puppet artist, maybe water source, and to popo rider. So, and this is the basic team for the dungeon, and then you can explain something like rotation, like shown above, or not rotation, order, speed order, like shown above, and then you can save it. And if you go to the preview right now, you can see the best in slot team right here with the comment. The alternative teams is another special section where you can add multiple additional teams to the best in slot team. You can do like beginner, then mid game, and we will just remove this. And then you can add the elements as well, like in the best in slot team. And for the mid as well. And you have another section for comments, explanations, and more. And this is the last special section for the dungeon guide. You can see all the units you selected from the teams, and you can then go ahead and add like the wisp catcher, and then give it like a roll, DPS, substats. You want probably speed for the passive scaling. You want attack, crit damage, and definitely crit rate. And you can then select the sets. We'll probably run power with fatal. And then you can give the sets like main stats, probably for high luck teams you want to run luck rate, crit damage, and attack maybe. This could also be like attack. And then you give it like some minimum stats and some notes again. Now if you save, you can see both the alternative teams we just created and also the element builds for the wisp catcher. And the rest of the sections are like similar sections for beginner guide, general guide, and dungeon guide. For the frequently asked questions, you're going to type Q and then double colon and the question, and right behind that the answer. You would need like a blank line between the question and the answer to separate them. So just follow the format I just do right now. And then you can either apply the FAQ right here, or if you click outside of it, so on blur of the input field, it's going to be saved. And then you can click Save Guide again on the top. And this will edit like those two sections, the questions and answers. Then you can add a video guide with an actual link to a video. The credits, those are one entry per line. So you would do something like this, and then This is the other credit, and also the changelog. Those are pretty straightforward. For the changelog, the timestamp will automatically be added. And the last special section I forgot about are the guide ratings. Those are only available for the dungeons as well. You can give it a difficulty rating, speed, consistency, and gear requirement rating. So you can do like, it's not difficult, it's pretty fast, it's really consistent, and the gear requirement is pretty low. And if you save this and you go to preview again, you can see difficulty is terribly, speed is excellent, consistency is excellent, and the gear requirement is bad. So this way you can edit, you can add a dungeon guide to FissionHub. And now if we go back again to the guide list, we go to create guide again, you can see here's the guide we just created. So you can go in and do view, or you can edit, and you can also delete the guide, which I do now, because we already have a heavy metal team on the page. So if you go to new guide again, I'm gonna show you the general guide. You see there's way less sections on the left. You can give it a type again, general guide text, general something. And then like all the other sections I have already shown you, like the main entry point, welcome to general guide. Guide sections. This is a special section for the general and beginner guides. You can add sections to the guide, which will then automatically be added to the guide page. So you can do like what to farm, maybe slot 2 and slot 4 attack %, which you normally don't do unless it's a bomber. And then you can add another section, for example, I don't know what has to be done. Farm boxing club B10, farm boxing club B9, I don't know. And if you save it, you can then preview again, and you can see the sections have been automatically added to the guide page. So this way you can create your own layout for the guide, just the way you like it. So yeah, the other sections you already know from the dungeon guide type. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Bye.